Rob and Slim Show.
Hi, it's Ryder.
Ryder, how you doing?
I am good. How are you guys?
Good, good. Ryder Doll, you're a sex phone operator from Boston?
I am. Well, I go to school in Boston, so New England area.
Okay. New England-y. But
That's right.
That was Amanda's beer.
No.
Oh, okay. So we were just having a little discrepancy. I was getting everybody beers, and Slambo said no, he would get his own, but now he's taking everybody's beers.
Not nice. Not nice. You have to share.
Right?
So yes, I do phone sex through Night Flirt.
Nice. Well, have you worked for any other companies?
I did when I first started. I worked for like a legit dispatch company, but it was not a very good experience.
No. How's Night Flirt better?
Well, with Night Flirt, you're your own boss, so it's your very own business. Like, you can set up your own pages and your own rates. You can take whatever kind of callers you want. Whereas when you work for like a legit dispatch company, you can't really say no or kind of refer someone's fetish to another girl who might be better suited to them.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's much easier and more fun when you can run your own business and be yourself.
Nice.
Like on Night Flirt. Yeah, nice. I love it.
What's your specialty of topic?
Well, it's funny because I got introduced to your show last week with Sarah, who is very, very high in like the fetish world, like all the crazy stuff she was talking to you about. I get bits and pieces of that, but I'm much more get a lot of vanilla guys. And vanilla is not, I don't want you to think that's boring, because it's definitely not boring.
No.
It's not boring at all. It's much more like fantasy role plays and a lot of girlfriend experience, which is, you kind of build a relationship with guys as though they're your boyfriend and you're their girlfriend. I have a lot of guys into the homewrecker fantasy.
Nice.
As well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Homewrecker fantasy. What is that? Like you pretend that you're like married and they're sleeping with you?
No, you're not married. They're married, right?
The man is actually. I have a little taste of that for you guys tonight. But
nice.
The
Forbidden
guy
fruit.
is married or pretends that he has a wife. Whether he does or not, I don't really know.
You don't care.
And you just fuck up their life.
Wow. Like you're blackmailing them. You're blackmailing them and shit. Like, that's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah, it's like blackmail kind of stuff, or just like them getting addicted to you and not wanting to be with their wives anymore. And so eventually you kind of move their wives out of the house and take everything over and, say things like, whatever your wife normally gets is going to be mine now.
So you just
control.
Do you just act this out, or do you do this in real life? It's like a thing.
Because Slim is looking to get rid of Slambo.
I'm not telling. I'll just say I'm very good at it.
Nice. Do you ever have females call you, or is it just males?
Oh my God, I've only ever once had a female call me, a super long time ago, and I was so disappointed in myself that she within 2 or 3 minutes hung up on me. I just did not.
Wow.
I just didn't do it for her.
Yeah. Oh man.
I get mostly older men. Older than me, men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, married, or the eternal bachelors who want a hot young girl to play with.
Are there any male operators? Because Slim was talking on break he wanted to start a little bit. Sex phone, he called it.
Oh my God. Yes, there are. Night Flirt has a section for men to sign up and to be male flirts.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
signing up for that. Sex phone.
He instantly,
But-
when I told him you were calling, Ryder, he instantly said, "I'm not doing sex phone again," but like in his.
No more sex phone.
Yeah, no sex phone tonight.
That was so good. By the way, Sarah says hi, Slim.
She said she had a crush on you, bro.
Turning bright red.
So's my dick.
But yeah, it's so the men actually. I mean, if you like are a guy who's like, oh wow, I can sign up and have like hot girls call me. Like, no, it's gonna be men.
Man,
calling
right?
you.
That's what I heard years. I think in high school, one of my teachers, and I don't know how he knew, but he said that if you're a male prostitute, most of your clients are males.
You don't know how
Absolutely.
he knew.
I don't know how that guy knew, but
You know. Oh, you know.
I mean, I'm sure there's a reason he knew that.
and that's how I got into the life.
But I mean, not to say that like a woman might not call you, but you will get men who either want you to be like the hot young guy, or
The pool boy, like
you
we were
know,
talking about last
they
week.
I wanna
wanna-
hear you do
I don't
that,
know.
Slim.
They probably want to suck your dick.
Oh, is that what they're down for?
As long as they're sucking my dick, I'm not sucking anyone's dick.
It's not
so
gay if
I-
they're sucking your
Sucking
dick.
my
Nice,
dick
I like
is fine.
it.
Just keep your eyes closed. It's fine. It's straight.
Come on, you can suck it a little, bro.
It's
I
a
mean,
bro.
come on, it's just a role play.
Yeah, it's just what buddies do.
As long as we call it like a bro job, I think we're fine. Like, this is a bro job.
Yeah.
A bro job, that's the gateway to a blowjob. I don't know.
I saw, Ryder, on your blog that you've been dared for exhibitionism.
Oh, yes, I have.
Have you done any?
I have. I have a caller who is really into the whole like homewrecking thing, and kind of gave me a little challenge for the summer. Since I'm home for the summer and don't have a whole lot going on, he wants me over the course of the summer to completely homewreck at least 3 married men.
That's hot.
So like he wants me like out in public, like just start. So far it's been like starting off flirting, like maybe letting a little strap fall down my top and giving a little like nip slip or something to allure them. But yeah, the ultimate, he wants me to see if over time I can get them to fuck me.
Have you ever done any like exhibition, like in anything in public?
I feel like I've done like the typical stuff, like obviously sex in a car, like on a beach.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kind of like exploring it and just starting to venture down that path and see if I'm bold enough.
Yeah. Have you, Slambo, done anything in public or anything?
Yeah, have you guys?
I think blowjob a couple of times.
Blowjob?
Got my dick sucked.
I got a blowjob on the side of the road once in like the middle of the day. That was pretty cool.
Wait, where? Where?
On the side of the road, right by like one of the poles, like fucking light, like electric poles. And
Oh my god.
I once in the backyard in like the middle of the day, and I'm like thinking like maybe the neighbors are seeing. That's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking
Does
cool.
Does that turn you on?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Some-
Yeah, I like that too.
Some
I think
got
it's hot.
some got fucked up by a dumpster. No.
I don't know if it's public, but I got a blowjob once for a girl who was like babysitting a kid, and she would like open
And the
up.
kid was right there.
No, he wasn't.
She's
but-
kicking the kid
but
away.
She did. Yeah, she did this amazing thing, and I'll never forget it.
Oh, yeah.
Where she opens up the cabinet where they keep all the food, and she's like, "Oh, I'm getting you Cheez-Its," and she shook the box of Cheez-Its while she was sucking my dick.
For the kid? Is the kid eating cheeses?
Bit of a snack. It's like popcorn at a movie,
Yeah.
Was she getting you Cheez-Its or the kid
She just
Cheez-Its?
told the kid like, "Oh, I'm gonna be out in a minute."
Oh, she's like, I'll be right out.
Yeah, she,
Crinkle, crinkle.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this will be quick.
That's pretty sweet, dude. That's.
So yeah, I mean, night flirt. It's fun. I
Yeah.
mean, there's such a mix of different kind of callers with different fetishes. And like I said, like I do actually, I'm going to be on Sarah's podcast this week also.
Awesome.
Where I talk really in depth with her. She interviewed me about the girlfriend experience. And just like the complexities of building these relationships with these men who, you know, it's kind of like for the men, it's monogamous phone sex. It's kind of like they're in a relationship with you.
Do as many men call nowadays since like there's the cam girl thing? Like do a lot of guys still call just for the audio?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and it's funny because I always ask that. Once I get to know someone, I'm kind of like, what makes you want to call through the phone rather than like all the thousands of cam girls that are out there?
Yeah.
And they say it's the level of intimacy that you can't get with the cam girl. Like a lot of times with the cam girls, there's like many guys in a chat room telling her to do various things.
Yeah, they're tipping, right?
it's not
what a one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not as much one-on-one, and even if it is one-on-one, and I mean, Night Floor offers cam, so there are plenty of great girls who do offer that one-on-one.
Okay.
But, like, I think a lot of men, even as visual as men tend to be, they like that experience of just being able to, like, lay down and close their eyes and totally get lost in the fantasy. It's hot.
Slambo, why are you closing your eyes?
I'm curious now.
Get lost in the fantasy. Do you not hear her?
Have
you ever caught feelings for a caller?
Have I ever what?
Caught feelings for a caller.
Oh, I can't hear you. Say it again.
Caught feelings.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, I have men who call me like the same guys for several times a week, and we might be on the phone for like 3.5 hours. And it's not like it's the minimal part of our conversation is about sex. It's just learning about each other, like when you date someone. You know, it's a back and forth, like a getting to know you, and then once you do get to know each other, it gets intimate, and you can't help but kind of like catch feelings.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and you definitely listen to Must Love Fetish this week when I'm on Sarah's show, because like we really, really get deep into that part of it, like the whole like, oh, is this real? Is this a role play? I have feelings for this person, but are they really who they say they are? It's really complicated.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting.
I was gonna say, I mean, you might have feelings, but it's in that respect, it's would you talk to this person if they weren't paying you to talk to them?
I mean, you know what? There are definitely men that at this point of getting to know them, yes, I would.
But you?
No, because like you have to set up boundaries, and that's one of the challenges. Is this is the fortunately or unfortunately, this is the way we've met.
Yeah.
And this is the dynamic of our relationship, and there has to be a cut off somewhere. So as much as like I've had men ask to meet me, I've had men want my number, and it's complicated, like it's like, oh man, you're like a really great guy, but that would change this whole thing, and it's just
that would just be
complicated.
Weird. Like to meet.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're guys that like, I mean, I don't know because I don't see them. I don't see them physically, but like I get really turned on by them, and I feel connections, and it's intimate, and I mean, if I met a guy like that in my real life, I'd be like all the fuck about him, But it's like, sorry, you started by calling me here. This is how things are now.
Ryder, you do erotic bedtime stories, correct?
Yeah, the last blog post I posted on my website, ryderdoll.com. The last blog I wrote was about erotic bedtime stories, and I kind of just used that term as like another way of describing, like role playing and fantasy stories that you might have through a phone sex call, But also I do audio MP3 recordings and custom recordings for my callers.
Nice.
So it's kind of like just framing a story and delivering it in a way that they're able to get lost in the fantasy with you. And I guess I kind of call it like my version of a bedtime story.
Would you be able to tell us one?
I prepared one just for you guys.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I have to say, I know that Slim got some love last week.
Right.
So, I wanted to switch it up a little bit, if it's okay with you.
That's fine.
And someone else has been the inspiration of this one, okay?
Ooh,
Okay.
All right.
So, let me know. You want me to go? You want me to get started?
Yeah, I'm going to mute the mics right now.
Okay, perfect. So this is called On Air. Are you ready for a naughty little tale about one of my favorite fantasies? Sit back, relax, as I tell you all about the night I paid my very favorite talk radio DJ a visit at work. Rob had worked late-night radio spot at RNS Radio for close to a year now, and I became a regular caller into his show. I'd request a song for him to play, and he'd stay on the phone with me late into the night, talking and laughing and flirting. And I think he knew that as he and I were chatting, my hands would find their way down my body, slipping into my little panties and feeling the soft, sweet, juicy wetness of my pussy. And I couldn't help myself. Just hearing his voice made me so fucking wet. And night after night after night, whether I called into the show or not, Rob was the subject of my sexy bedtime fantasies. So, being the seductive little temptress that I am, I decided the time had finally come to pay Rob a visit at work. Wearing a short, cute little flirty and summery dress, along with a pair of sexy, strappy sandals, I found myself walking through the empty parking lot of the radio station, nervous and excited, and dripping wet between my legs. At the station, Rob was luckily alone. I introduced myself, and I saw the look of not only excitement, but hunger in his eyes as he looked me over head to toe. However, he anxiously told me, "Ryder, you can't be here. I'll get in trouble for having anyone else in the studio when I'm on air. Not to mention my wife listens to the show. I would hate for her to hear you in the background or something. She'd wonder what we were doing together." Aw, Rob. Shh. This is just going to be our little secret. I came all this way. I'll only stay for a little while. I just needed to give you something. Something to pay you back for all the nights you've kept me company before I went to sleep. Still looking concerned, Rob reluctantly let me into the studio. Sitting in his chair, bringing his lips to the microphone, he introduces the next series of songs. I can't help myself. I sit right in his lap and start asking about all the buttons in front of us. And as I wiggle my tight little ass against him, he gives me a tour all around those buttons and switches. I start to reach for one, and he grabs my hand and he says, "No, don't touch that one. Ryder, that's the on-air switch. If that's on, anything we say in this room is going to be broadcast." "Sorry, Rob," I said, and I turned my attention to him. Nuzzling at his ear and starting to kiss down his neck, I began to slither my hot little tight body down his lap, making my way down to my knees in front of him, looking up at him, I say, Rob, it's time for me to give you your present. And as I continue to look up at him with my eager, pretty face, I take my hand and start to slowly unzip his pants, pulling out that already throbbing, rock-hard cock, and seeing it stand straight up in front of me. Rob, do you know how many times I've come while listening to your voice? He lets out a moan. And as I start to stroke him right against my tongue, I reach my hand up to his chest and push him back in his chair. Relax, I tell him. You've got the music going for a while. Just close your eyes and relax. As I started to wrap my mouth around that thick, swollen head of his cock, Rob's moans became louder. And I've got to confess, the deviant little homewrecker in me couldn't help myself. I had a very naughty idea come to my mind as I was swallowing down Rob's hard dick. I reached a hand up to all those buttons on the switchboard, and quickly, as he continued to let out moans and thrust his hips up toward my face, I flipped the on-air switch without him knowing. I let his moans of pleasure be broadcast along the airwaves. Fuck, Ryder, you're so good at sucking my cock, he said, confessing. I wish my wife knew how to suck me this good. So I started to go faster and faster and faster, feeling him build up as he thrust his cock down my throat, totally losing control, fucking my pretty face, making my eyes water as I loudly gag on his hard dick. He can't take it anymore. I feel him starting to shake, and just then, Rob holds my head down, fucking my mouth deep, gripping his fist around my long hair and bouncing my mouth up and down on him. Then I start to feel that warm thickness of his cum sliding down the back of my throat as he tells me, swallow that cum, Ryder. Swallow every fucking drop. I give the head of his cock another suck and a gentle kiss, and I look up at him, noticing a little drop of his cum spilled out over my lips. I drag my finger across and scoop it up, and then I slowly trail that cum against my little pink wet tongue as I look up at him with a satisfied and devilish grin and a sparkle in my eye. I nod toward that lit on-air button. Say hello to your listeners, Rob. Oh, and to your wife. The end.
Yo, that was the shit. When can you meet my parents, Ryder?
He didn't call in, so it's fair game.
Yeah, you called me.
That's why we do things
That's
this
a
way.
taste of what homewrecker would be like.
That's fucking hot. Thank you so much. I got
Got
it.
steamy.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
can save that one for later.
I will. That's in the spank bank.
My callers pay big money for that.
Wow. Slim, get out your credit card. I'm gonna need that later. Ryder, where can everybody find you?
Well, my official website is ryderdoll.com. It's RYDERDOLL.com. I'm on Night Flirt, and my name there is Ryder Doll, obviously. And then on Twitter at Flirt Ryder Doll. And like I said, I'll be on Sarah's Must Love Fetish podcast. I think she's posting it tomorrow night. And I'll be talking more about girlfriend experience there with her.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good one.